And now it's 25 minutes on to 9 a.m. in St. Lucia and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Today, on Conversations with Rome, we're going to be talking with Legal. Legal, I'm sure you guys have heard the name. Legal is actually from Soufre, and Legal have been touring the world with artists like Norris Mana, Luton Fire, and he's been making waves with his music. So, Legal, big up yourself, man. Legal is getting himself ready. Big up yourself,
Yeah.
Legal. Welcome to the program, man. How are you doing?
Yes. Blessed morning, St. Lucia. Blessed morning, Sulphur City. Everything is good, you know what I mean? Giving thanks for life, health, and strength, you know? Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
pleasure.
man.
Pleasure having me, brother.
Yeah, man. No problem at all, man. Thank you for being here. So, just to start, I want you to tell the people, how is it on your side of the world? Because you're not in Saint Lucia, I believe you're in Canada.
No, I'm not in Canada at the moment, you know? I'm right there in the Caribbean at the moment, you know?
Oh, you're right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right there.
how has things been working on for you, man? With all what's going on with the pandemic and everything,
Well,
and
well, I'm just like anybody else, you know, following protocols, you know. I mean, it's not just only musician, but everybody's affected by what's going on.
everybody's
You know what I mean?
affected.
So we just, as I say, we just staying alive, giving thanks for life, you know. I mean, waking up, seeing the sunshine, you know. I mean, we eating food, you know. I mean, so it's a pleasure, you know. I mean, it's a pleasure. We always give thanks for that, you know. I mean, my brother, and
Yeah,
we
man.
can't do too much, you know. I mean, we only can sit down and wait and see what's going on, and we because as you can see, we enter a new norm. It's a new norm we entering, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I heard people is talking about things gonna get back to normal, but I'm just there to notify the people there's no normal we're gonna get back to. You know what I mean? Because it's a new norm we enter, you know. And as I said, that thing has been going on from a long time now. They have been planning all these things we are seeing right now, presently. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just staying focused. As I say, stay healthy. You know what I mean, and stay
Yeah,
positive for
man.
all these. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I believe it's something where we just have to learn how to deal with it and just just live with it and see how we can adjust
Yeah.
ourselves to it,
We just
man.
have to just do the best we can, you know what I mean? And at this moment, we need to unite, you know what I mean? Unity is what that can bring us along, you know, that can bring us to a different dimension at this moment, you know. As you can see, what's going on worldwide, there's a lot of hatred, you know, a lot of things going on, you know what I mean? People is separated, the people is not, you know. So you find that we need to get back to that core, to that, you know, to that united core,
Hmm.
you know. Because as they say, united we stand and divided we
Divided
fall.
we fall.
So we
Yeah, man.
need to unite. We need to unite in a time like this, you know. Trust me, my brother.
And
It's very important
to
for us to
help
live
each
like
other
this.
as well along the way.
Yeah, we need to do that because if we don't do that, trust me, we are defeated. We are twice defeated if we don't do that at this moment.
I agree,
You know.
man. I agree.
Uh,
But legal boy, when I announced this interview, there's some persons who reached out to me and they were really looking forward to it, and especially those people from Barron's Drive. Yeah,
yeah.
and I just learned that you from Barron's Drive, man. And I'm like,
Well,
boy, we have
yes.
we have some amazing talents out there, man, coming out from new those small communities and going out there and doing big things. But I want you to tell me, man, how was it? Back in the day growing up in Barron's Drive, man.
Well, apparently, give thanks. I want to say, bless up my family, them in Barron's Drive. Bless up my family, them in Market Road, Lenny Zealand, all over Sufra. I mean, the whole Sulphur City is my town. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whether trust me, no matter I don't really care, no matter if you're from the town or if you're from country, you know. But the whole I responsible for the whole place. That's how I feel. It's a family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I grew up. I really grew up in Barron's Drive and Market Road. Barron's Drive and Market Road. I have to give Market Road the
Oh,
credit as well. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah, growing up as a little boy, growing up as a youth, there, it was good, you know what I mean? We used to play football, we used to love music, you know what I mean? Those two things we always do, you know what I mean? And I think we migrated to Canada in 2003 or 4, and from there, we kept that music thing going and never stopped until this day.
And
Yeah.
how have what would you how would you describe your type of music, man? How would you describe your music? The music that you
Well,
give out to the people.
Well, my music is reggae music, reggae roots reggae, and sometimes I still come down on the dancehall music, but then again, I still keep it positive on the dancehall music and the dancehall rhythm. You know what I mean? Is the message? It's not really the rhythm, it's the message that is important in music. You know what I mean? So it's not really the rhythm. I mean, if you give me a country and western rhythm, me I go jump on it same way. If you give me a soca rhythm, me I go jump on it
Artists
same
like,
way.
yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't hearing you. I was saying if no matter the rhythm is not the problem because remember, the music is King David built the music, no matter what instruments
Hmm.
you are hearing, you know what I mean? So music is music, as I say, it's just the message. You know what I mean? So I'm a reggae artist. Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep
man.
it
Respect.
keeping it positive, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And always, I believe music should be, especially reggae, should be, characterized in a way where it delivers a message to the people. Tell the people, things that, things that the knowledge that you have, you share it with the people through your music, man. And
Yeah.
I appreciate that, and your
Yes,
music
it's
does.
very important because at the end of the day now I have my daughter and I have my son. My daughter is
Oh,
17 years old. So at the end of the day I want to make sure that anytime they hear me on the rhythm, they hear me on the sound,
mm-hmm.
it have to be something constructive because I have to set the example for them, and not just only my biological children, all the children out there in the world, you know what I mean? I have to
Exactly.
represent them, you know what I mean? Yes.
Yeah, man.
It's our duty to do so as fathers. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
Yes, and trust me, like back days, what I realized because I've studied that music so deep, I've studied the music very deep, and what I realized, like back then growing up. So, for example, the guys would do sex songs. I'll put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But growing up as a little boy, you and I will never know they're talking about sex because they use a lot of metaphors,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I can just give you a free example. Guys like the Mighty Sparrow and all those guys, when those
Yeah.
guys sings back then, you could have never know it's sex they're talking about until you get some awareness and say, oh, okay, that's what the guys are talking about all the time.
Yeah, because
But today when an artist sing a sex song, instantly a little 1 year old or 2 year old can know exactly they are speaking about sex.
yeah, because they are so bold and so just raw with it. They just lay it out
Yeah,
there, and
many other things. I'm not even talking about sex because I don't want people to feel that sex is bad because sex is what that bring us on this earth, right? But then
come
again,
on.
I mean, when you're a child, you're a child, and when you're adult, you do adult things, and when you're a child, you do child things. You know what I mean? So if we now gonna play those music in the children present, I think the children will get affected down the way because remember, a child only learn from an adult and only practice what the adult do. So a child will be in the ghetto, and will do certain things, and you'll wonder, but that child is troublesome, or that child is being disrespectful. But you fail to realize you are the one is
You are
doing
the
all
one.
these things that the child is doing there right there because she watch every day. He or she will watch every day. So it's very important, it's very important when we play music. I mean, if there's children, I'm not saying, I mean, everybody's I mean, as I say, if you're an adult, you're entitled to listen to whatever music you want to,
Hmm.
right? But what I'm saying that if there's children around, you must have some conscience, man.
You have to recognize
Yeah.
the kind of
So it's
influence
just
you
a
have on
message for
those small
everybody, whether
minds.
you are
Yeah.
song selector, whether you are radio personal, whether you're an artist, it's for everybody. You have to protect the children, and it's important. It's very important. And as I say, music is something that is very powerful, and everybody love children. Everybody love music, especially the little children. So we have to always be playing something good, something that they can educate themselves.
Yeah, man.
Because everybody know about sex, man. Come with every day, every night. There's more constructive things to talk about.
Then, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you fully. And
Can you
another
can
thing.
can you hear me properly? You can hear me properly.
Yeah, man, I can hear you properly. You're breaking up a little. I guess it's your internet, but I can understand what you're saying. I think I lost your audio there. And of course, we're speaking with legal, legal. We're talking about the things that are affecting music and his inspiration and how people receive his music. I don't know if you can hear me. And now I'm legal. All right, we seem to be. Let me just play a song from legal, man, so people can hear until we get this thing fixed.
Hustling day and night. We have to
And here's one from legal.
Hustling day and night. We have to stay alive. Miles after miles, we keep moving. There is no losing. Miles after miles, we keep moving. There is no losing. Hustling day and night. All I know, everything will be alright. The city is so cold. You have to be brave and bold. So many violence and bloodstain out of control. Roots not held, we now watch that. Bills have to pay, children have to feed. We have to pay the road toll. Miles after miles, we keep moving. There is no losing. Miles after miles, we keep moving. There is no losing. Situation is so drastic. You have to be a warrior, cannot be soft like plastic. They call it recession, playing with the people emotion.
A legal man from right hand Sufre, Barnes Driver. He seemed to be having some internet issues, but hopefully he comes back on and we can continue our conversation, man. And legal has so much to say, man, and so much inspiration, so much message going out to the people. And I just want you guys to hear it, man.
After miles, we keep moving. There is no losing. Hustling day and night. All I know, everything will be alright. The city is so cold. You have to be brave and bold. So many violence and bloodstain out of control. Roots not held, we now watch that. Bills have to pay, children have to feed. We have to pay the road toll. Miles after miles, we keep moving. There is no losing.
And hopefully legal can come back on. He's been having some internet issues.
There is no losing.
He said he's right here in the Caribbean. He did not tell me where he was. I don't know if he's in St. Lucia. We know he's probably anywhere that uses our internet provider. So
Give up.
hey, we have a clue as to where he is. Know for sure that he's using our internet provider.
Today's
Another one from legal. This one is called Reach My Goals.
many times I feel like giving up. Heavy load to carry, I've been stressed up and messed up. Finger on the trigger, be ready to go crank up. Little voice whisper in my head, tell me niggas stand firm and wise up. Remember 2012 when you did lock up. Oh yeah, working to reach my goal. Yes, the sky is the limit. We stay focused with it. Working to reach my goal. The sky is the limit. We stay focused with it. Giving up, it's not in my DNA. Faith of mountain, that's what my mama say. We fight the struggle like a soldier. And if my enemy, fit time and camera. Judge cool, you think me not member. You left me in the dark, in detention center. Oh, what a pressure. Jump.
Hello, my brother.
Working.
Yeah, man, welcome back, man. I don't know, you having some internet issues, but
Yeah,
welcome
it's
back.
looking like the internet because the thing is that as I read, I was trying to use my computer, but I'm not getting that option, so I had to use my phone.
All right, man. It looks like
And as I read, like when you're using the phone, it's not really the internet.
it's not really, yeah, it's not really stable.
So my apology, my brother. My apology.
No, man, it's all good, man. But let's talk about your music, man. How many songs have you recorded? Have you worked on any albums? Who have you collaborated with? Just give us some ideas of what you've been doing.
Yes. Well, to be honest, my brother, we work on a lot of music. I cannot even tell you how many songs I have. I just
I like that.
We do plenty recording. And it's like, we even record how many albums before we even we release
Release them.
like our official album, like, on the iTunes and like, the digital platforms. We
Mhm.
released many music before, back then, what I mean, but for some reason never really go out there, what I mean. But for now, like presently, like I have two full album where you can get on all digital platforms. Yeah.
Perfect.
And collaborations, I have a few collaborations out there, with me and Father Norris, Norris man,
Okay.
which I call my father musically, what I mean. And I have, also Luton Fire, also Emma Moses, a few other collaboration with some French artists, same way, what I mean. So yeah.
All right, man, and I see that you mentioned some big names as your inspiration. So I wanted to ask, and I'm curious, man, if you had to collaborate with any of the artists that you name, like Bob Marley and those people, who would it be, man, to collaborate with? Apart from those that you have already collaborated with, you mentioned Peter Tosh, you mentioned Garnet Silk, you mentioned Sizzler. Which one of those artists, and why would you want to, collaborate with them, man?
No, well, to be honest, I would love to collaborate with anyone that is doing good music.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that I have to have that mega star name, as they said in the society, I mean, as they call those people. They call them mega stars, superstars. But I don't really watch anyone like that. To me, everyone is a star, Everyone is a star, what I mean? So, and everyone has something to contribute. So I would want to do a collaboration with anyone as long as you make good music, what I mean, good message, what I mean. Yes.
As
You
long
must
as
really,
the music is
yes, you must really
positive.
have, yes, as long as it's positive and it's healthy, what I mean. Yes.
Because that's a message that you're trying to get to the people, and you don't want to collaborate with the wrong person, and then your name gets, the wrong people get the
Yeah,
wrong
because
idea.
as I told you a while ago, earlier on, it's very important, because we have children. And I would love to say that if my music is playing and my mom is sitting down there and it's playing on the radio, I want my mom and my family to feel comfortable that I'm not saying any kind of derogatory stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting
Yeah.
that you mentioned your mom, because you said in your bio that your mom was a very strict lady growing up, and she had many of you guys. You have a lot of siblings, and you mentioned that your
Yes.
mom was strict. So when
Yes.
talk to me about that, man.
Well,
How.
listen, anybody that know my mom in Barons Drive, Miss Lucy, know my mother is a warrior. Like, yeah, those people don't play. Now then again, I mean, I give thanks. I do give thanks because I had the opportunity to grow up with two families. I mean, so basically, it's like
Oh.
I had two mother and two father. So basically, I had the opportunity to grow up with my uncle in Market Road. I mean, with his wife. So actually, they are my mother and father as well. I mean, because they have to get credit because they do take care of me likewise, just like my mom. I mean, so we do give thanks, I mean, and sending blessings to all those people. Today they are not there, they passed away, they transcend to the
Oh.
yeah, to a different dimension. But I'm sending my utmost love to them out there, I mean, in the constellation, I mean. Yeah. And to all those people that look out for legal, I mean, in a Salfa City, all the people that look out for me, I mean, all the people, my bedrooms, them, my sisters, them, all the people, my loved ones, you don't know, legal love you all sincerely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And you have, by the looks of it, man, you have a lot of support here. A lot of people know legal. A lot of people was looking forward to that interview, and
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and it's all because of what you've been doing, the positive music that you've been putting out. And I see somebody saying, "Hey, boy, that is something that you've always wanted to do." I don't know if you remember the lady by the name of Achima, and she's saying, "Hey, legal, that has always been your dream." And I believe you
Yes.
started that at what age? What age did you start singing? Did you realize that you had a
Well,
passion for singing
Well,
and you had that
listen,
talent?
growing up in the ghetto, as Achima, big up Lady Achima, 'cause you don't know those people grew up in Baron Drive. That is, as I tell those people are like families, you know what I mean? Because they know me from a
Hmm.
very young age, from a little boy wearing diaper, you know what I mean? You don't know, you have to big up them people, their life and
Yeah,
direct, you know
man.
what I mean? So, as you grew up in the community, in the ghetto where we don't have much, but music is what we have, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You wake up, you feel stressed, you know what I mean? You feel down. you feel disappointed, or whatever you may call it, you know what I mean? And then now reggae music is what the people play to uplift them and to have them going, you know what I mean? So we grew up in the ghetto where we hear people play all kind of music, reggae music, soca, just name it, western country and western, just name it. The people play the music. So me as a little boy growing up listening to the music all the time, you know, sometimes when you go and bathe in your washroom, you pretend
Yes.
like you're on the stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as I say, I grew up playing football. Football is what I used to love. I used to love football. I used to love it like cook food. But you find that, you know, I mean, we never really made it. The last thing I did in football was I went on tryout in Toronto.
Oh, what? But that's far, man. And he seemed to be having some internet issues, but he was just mentioning that he had a passion for football growing up, and he actually went to try out in Toronto, and I guess that did not work out for him, and which is where he moved to at a very young age. I believe back in 2003, if I can remember correctly. That is when he and his family. Yeah, yeah. Welcome back, man. Boy, I know for sure that you're
Sorry.
somewhere in the Caribbean because it's only in the Caribbean that we have such bad internet connections.
Internet, yes. The thing that
Yeah,
now, as we speak, I was getting a call, so it kind of we chip it off. Sorry.
no man, no problem. So you were saying, man,
Yeah.
the last thing you did with the football, you went and try out in Toronto.
Yes. As soon as I arrived in Toronto, at that time it wasn't Toronto FC, it was Toronto Lynx, because at that time Toronto FC was nowhere to be found.
Ah,
So it was Toronto Lynx, but today the team is called Toronto FC and they are in the MLS. You know. And I remember me and my friend Teddy Poopy. He's from Fabenier area, and we all grew up playing football together. You know, playing for the national team. You know, they older than me, so they used to play at a higher. You know, they used to play under 23, and I used to play like under 20 or something like that. And
oh,
we also
okay.
used to play for a club named Challengers. You know, I also play for Magdeburg
Challengers,
as well,
yes, yes. That club is still around.
and all those teams, right? But we weren't. As I said, when I left, I went to Toronto. I get the link. I contacted Teddy and we went on tryout. We went on the trials, but we never made the team because of our fitness level. But every other thing was perfect as the coach told us. So
Oh,
so from there I gave up because at that time I had my daughter and my daughter was very young. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I had to give up and put all the time into the music.
yeah, and I guess every disappointment is a blessing. That
Is
allowed
that
you to put more time into your music and
yes,
produce more music and go
yes.
on tour. Because if you played football and you were attached to a team, then you cannot go on tour as much as you'd like. So that gave you more
Yes.
time. That is Jah just pushing you in the right
So
direction, man. It's
as I
not.
said,
It's not.
that is
Yeah.
why now I will advise any youth growing up that have a talent, and just don't give up, man. Just believe in yourself, and sometimes it might be difficult because sometimes you might have all the talent, but your people don't really show the support. Because to be honest,
Hmm.
I'm not upset about it. I never take it personal. I never take
Nah,
it
man.
personal.
Nah, man.
I'm not gonna lie. Like really, I never really get any justice in St. Lucia yet. Really, musically, I never really get any justice because to be honest, I only had one show in St. Lucia, and that was in Sulphur City, and
Hmm.
I was the one that did it. Me and my bedroom named Gavi. Gavi came together and we did the show. You know what I mean? So give thanks for Gavi because without Gavi that show would not take place in Soufrière. So we came together and we did the show with my bedroom in Jamaica named Teflon. I don't know if
Hmm.
you know the artist named Teflon.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I know Teflon.
Yeah. So we had that show in Soufrière, but I never really get the support. And to be honest, I tried to contact a few people after that so that they could at least bring me and my team. And I even tell them that I have a package for me, Norrisman and Luton Fire as well. You know what I mean? We could have give them a good package. But no one never really reached me and stuff like that. But everything is cool. As I said, not something that I take personal. Because if I don't
Yeah,
find
man.
justice there, I'm gonna find the justice somewhere else. That's how I
Yeah,
think
man.
and that's how I do my anybody that know legals knows me like that. So if I don't really get the justice there, I'm gonna go find the justice somewhere else.
And the important thing is just that you remain persistent and you just don't give up, because we have stage shows like jazz and all those things, and I don't see why
Yeah, and
artists like you cannot be promoted and have you guys on stage performing at those events. So and a lot of persons, not only you, have been complaining about the same thing. And I just got into radio
yeah,
and all those things, and I try to do my part to help out artists like you, give you that platform that you need to speak to the people, to promote your music. But there's just so much that I can do, when it comes to, those political leaders, they can do more than me. And most times, they have the power and they don't help
yes,
out. Yeah, man. But you
yes,
just have to keep
yes,
pushing, man. You just have to keep pushing because, you're making good music, and it's only a matter
and,
of time until that music just
yeah. But
pushes
we know
borders
that.
and
We all
pushes.
know that. Okay. Say for example, I will tell you something. Say for example, somebody else would have probably get frustrated over this, But as I said that, I will not get frustrated over it, because as I said that there's many other countries in the world with billions of people.
Yeah, man.
So you find that, say for example, the first time I went to Africa, was 2016. Me, Lutan Fire, and Norris man. And when I reached in Algeria, when I arrived in Algeria, heading to Senegal with Algeria for like 7 hours, it was a stopover for like 7 to 6 hours, sorry, 6 to 7 hours, I should say. And I remember when I reached in Algeria, and the people see and I hand them over my passport. The immigration officer looked at me a couple times and really asked me, but really, where is that country? I never seen this place before. Where is this place?
Wow.
And then I asked, yes, and then I told him, like, there's Google, just Google St. Lucia, and it's a honeymoon destination, and if anytime you want to go on your honeymoon destination, you can go to St. Lucia. If anytime you want to go on a honeymoon vacation, I told him to go to St. Lucia, and to see that, as I tell you, that when you go to St. Lucia, it's like, they don't give you justice, or they don't acknowledge
Yeah,
your
and,
talent.
and you and
That
you
is very
still
bad.
you still go out there. Mhm.
Yes, so it's really the people of St. Lucia that really have to push up the talent first. You understand?
Mhm.
It's they that have to, it's they that have to nourish the talent, they that have to push it. But I
To
realize they don't do that.
yeah, to
They
promote the
don't do that.
music and all
So
that.
I would advise, yes, I would advise St. Lucia. I would advise St. Lucia, whoever that in charge of the culture, whoever minister that in charge of the culture, to spend more time, because that can bring millions. That can bring millions of dollars back to St.
It's a
Lucia.
big industry.
You know, artists can bring millions of dollars back to St. Lucia if they just do it the right way. If they support their own.
Yeah.
St. Lucia is part of the Caribbean, and reggae music is our music. It's part of our culture. You know, and for example, let's say in St. Lucia, next thing I will say, oh, St. Lucia is not a reggae place, but that is a lie, because say for example, there's 12 months in a year, and throughout that 12 months, it's just only 1 month that is a soca season, which is the time of
The
carnival.
carnival. Hmm.
And after that, that's it. But year round, people will listen to reggae.
All the time. All the time.
You know,
Whatever mood that you're in,
man,
you can
brother, it
listen to
was
reggae
both.
music.
Yes, the thing was both in the reggae music was both in Jamaica, but it's coming from Senegal. The one drop is really coming from Africa, where our ancestors is coming from. So when they
Hmm.
took us away from Africa and they bring us in the West, they bring us to the Caribbean. We came with everything. We came with the music. We came with all everything you may think about, and that is why today we are practicing these things here. Okay, so it was both in Jamaica, and Jamaica was the capital for the British in the Caribbean. So when they bring the slaves from Africa, the boats will go straight to Jamaica, and from Jamaica they would take the slaves now and ship them to the or to the rest of the small islands, St. Lucia, Antigua, St. Kitts, Dominica, just name it, Barbados, just name it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing again we have in the Caribbean, the separation concept we have to eradicate that concept, because we are one in real life. We the Caribbean, we are one people, we are one
One.
family, we share the same values, we share the same culture. So that is something we in the Caribbean we have to look for. So, for example, me as a Chilean citizen, if I move to any immigration artist, if I move to Trinidad or I move to Dominica or any other the English speaking islands, I don't need any immigration restrictions. That just shows you I'm entitled to live there, I'm
Mm-hmm.
entitled to work there. Why it's like that? So everything is signed within the common law, and those things are signed away in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, man. I
You
agree
see?
with you. I agree with you.
So
I
as I
agree with
said,
you.
we in,
Mm-hmm.
we in the Caribbean, we in the small islands, as I say, we still have a lot to do with the music. You know what I mean? We still have a lot to do with the music if we want the music, if we want the thing to excel. You know, we really
But
have a lot to do because Jamaica is
in
doing the
ter-
part. Jamaica is doing the part already. Trinidad is doing the part. You
in
understand?
in terms of support, how would you want people to support your music? Is it by playing it or buying it from those platforms? How would you have the people watching, so I want you to tell them, how they can support you as an artist.
Okay, are you in me properly? Can you hear
Yeah,
me
man, I'm
properly?
hearing you. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I'm gonna even before I say this, I'm gonna normally I know everywhere my music is sell. I know everywhere my music is selling because we get that little review from our publishing thing, so they tell you
Hmm.
exactly where the music where the music was bought. But then again, I never see Saint Lucia. I never
Wow.
see apparently not even Saint Lucia. I will not. I never see the Caribbean. What I realized that Caribbean people don't buy music on the internet.
They don't.
They
And
go and they
and
download it for free.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they don't buy the music in the Caribbean, Africa as well. They don't buy the music in Africa. But places like Europe, as I said, as my fan base is growing up in Europe, and still it's growing in Europe. You know what I mean? Africa and Australia. That's where my music has been selling. Australia, Japan. It even reached a place like Georgia. That is a country bordered with not Georgia, America, but that country bordered with Russia. It's a small little country in Europe that bordered with Russia.
Mhm.
Yeah, those places, France, Canada, America. Yeah. Anyway, as I'm
Yeah,
saying
man.
that, really, the people in St. Lucia, I just want them to support my music in any form. They don't really have to buy it because I know right now is the time of Corona. It's hard time financially. People is suffering
No,
financially.
you know,
So
you
I'm not
know,
expecting
the
everyone.
thing. Yeah, the thing with buying music here in St. Lucia is it's something I've tried. I've tried to buy music, and you always get that message where it tells you, this music or that is not available in your country. So that is most times, the problem that we have with buying music. Sometimes we try to buy the music, but it tells you now, that song is not available in your country. You cannot buy music from Apple. Buy it from Amazon. I've tried to buy from Amazon, and it's just not allowing you to most times. As a
Okay,
DJ,
okay, okay.
as a
I never,
DJ,
I never know.
there's different
Yeah.
different places I'm subscribed, so I can pay monthly and download music. But if I try to go on
Yeah.
Amazon, go on iTunes, buy music, man, it's a whole problem. It don't allow you to buy music like that.
Okay.
So that's
And then
that
again,
might.
those people that have the access to the Apples, to the Amazon, to the e-music, to the Spotify, the TikTok, and all those things, they don't really have to buy my music. Just by streaming alone,
Just stream.
just by
Oh.
streaming the music alone. Yeah. We get some little finance from that. So all that is still a blessing. Still is still a thanks. Because every little make a muckle, as the Jamaicans would say. So in any form the people can support the music, support the music. And as I said, I do the music for the people, something to keep them going in those times, And Miles After Miles album is a real album because, as I said, I'm a real artist. We don't make music. We don't make movie music. We make real music. You understand? Everything I say is real. Is what I have to go through, or what the people go through, the people around me, what I'm seeing everywhere I go. You know what I mean? I just put that in on the rhythm. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Respect. We kind of going over time in this interview, man. If there's anything that you'd like to say to the people before we leave, and anything that the last question I wanted to ask you, with all what's going on with this pandemic and all, what's next for you, man? What's gonna be happening next? Are you gonna be releasing more music? I don't know about performing and traveling. I know that is not something that you can do now.
Well,
What is the way forward for you?
presently, presently today, as today I have to go to the studio. We're working on this guy in Mauritius Island. That is island in Africa, off the coast of Madagascar.
Oh.
But the producer is from Zimbabwe, but he lives in Mauritius presently. And he did that rhythm, that great rhythm named Kick Evil rhythm. Great rhythm. It's like a
Hmm.
90 groove with a 2000 groove. Those 90 dancehall groove
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and a
yeah. Those
2000,
bam bam and all
that
those
those
things.
both
Yeah.
feelings. Yeah, yes, those both feelings. So you find that that rhythm we're gonna be releasing it next month. It will have a few artists on it, Loot and Fire, Legal, and so much other artists on it. So that one they will be mighty. And we have, as I say, music. I'm just doing with some music video. I'm just promoting my album. You know what I mean? As Bob Marley say, music alone shall live. You know what I mean? Music alone shall live. And as we can see, that's what's going on. When they tell us to quarantine, when they tell us to stay home, what we do, we listen to music, we play
Listen to
music.
music.
You know? Yeah. So music alone shall live, and that's true. You know what I mean? No matter what's going on. And as I said, yeah, it's just music, man. And to be honest, right now I focus on Africa. Africa is what I focus on. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mother Africa is what I focus on.
Yeah, and
And
I and
really
I
and
know that
truly,
I know that you've
yeah.
been
Don't get me wrong.
spending your
Saint Lucia is home.
no, we
Saint Lucia is home. You know,
we
we have a lot
understand
of work to do in
totally, man.
Saint Lucia. I'm gonna be Ja will be when we want to do some work in Saint Lucia. Especially in my hometown, Sulphur City. We want to start there, but we're just waiting for the right time. You know what I mean? Yes, and we're gonna have a few people on board with us. But I really want to do some work with the youth in Saint Lucia, with the youth. You know what I mean? Because I see what's going on, and I see the government cannot help. No matter what they're saying, they cannot help because you know why? Poverty, man, is what that cause violent. That cause violent and all these things that go in Saint Lucia. You understand what I'm saying? So if there's no
Hmm.
work, and if people cannot find money, and if people cannot find food to eat, and if people cannot go to good school and those kind of things, what do you expect, man? See you seriously,
They
you know.
resort to crime.
So with all what's going on, yes, with all what's going in St. Lucia, I'm telling you, my brother, I'm telling you, the politicians can come, whatever the name are, whatever you are, no matter you are St. Lucia Labour Party or St. Lucia United Worker, whatever, United Workers Party, but the people really have to deal with that poverty issue. You know what I mean? And the people live in conditions, it have to be updated. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that have to be done, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that have to be done on the ground in St. Lucia. And I think we can do it. We can do it. It's very easy. I mean, what I realize? I realize a lot of things that don't make sense. What's not really relevant, the people give time. But what that is relevant, they don't give time. So if we can give what that is relevant more time, I think we'll excel to a different dimension. We can do that. But if we gonna give all the time to what that's irrelevant, we're not gonna excel. We're not gonna move forward.
And we
So
won't have
as
time
a
to the
nation, it's time. And right now, yes, right now the COVID time. Right now is the COVID time. Now for the people to come together as one. You know, what I mean, I know. I mean, everybody have the choice to be whatever. As I can see, I still fan. I watch every day, and I see political drama in Saint Lucia. I just want the people to do it, to do everything freely, man. I mean, everybody have the right and the thing they're entitled to their own decision. You know what I mean? So don't let political thing divide us, or no. everybody have a entitled to, to choose whatever they feel like. So if somebody say that United Workers Party, let it be. If they say that St. Lucia Labour Party, let it be. We cannot fight. You understand? Because at the end of the day, we are still St. Lucians, yeah? We are still one. We still sing the same national anthem, right? Yeah,
Man, thank
and that
you
is the
so
truth.
much for coming through, man. Thank you so much. We're going over time here. I got a program scheduled for 9, which is, yeah. So, man, thank you so much for being here. We really have to speak again. Until next
The
time,
pleasure, my
man.
brother.
Man.
Yeah.
We'll speak again, and
All right,
I'll
then.
keep
Yeah,
pushing music
big
and
up.
doing what I can do. Hey,
Bless up, my brother. Bless up. Yes,
energy
sir.
first.
Big
So
up, big up, Douglas. You don't know. Up, brother.
yeah, man. So we'll keep
So you
blazing
got
your
to
music and doing
give
what we
thanks,
can,
Roman.
man.
Give thanks,
Respect.
Roman. It was a pleasure having me. It was a pleasure having me. And you don't know, pass my love to all the people, to all the communities. You don't know, from Barons Drive, Market Road, Smoke Hill, Golf, Fobenye, Palmis. You don't know the whole quarters. You don't know West Side, Francis Jacques, Zeno, Booto. Just name it, man. Just name the quarters them in a Self City. You know. You don't know legal love you all sincere. You don't know stay up, stay focused. Yes, I'm a virgin.
Voice how they get to big up yourself, man.
Luckily, me never
Yeah,
give
love
up.
that. Love.
Build up, me a build up. Me brother, Roots Cartel. Team up, we a team up. Today is for me, tomorrow is for you. I saw it's the man. Many times I feel like giving up. Heavy load to carry, have me stressed up and messed up. Finger on the trigger, be ready to go crank up. Little voice whisper in my head, tell me niggas stand firm and wise up. Remember 2012 when you did look.
And of course, the voice of Legal, man. He has so much to say, and definitely I'll be speaking with Legal again because
The sky is the limit.